Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, the matter of business today is the Premier League is back. The first round of fixtures is here. Very excited to start off this campaign. We get to see, who sort of has developed well over the summer, which transfers are really going to come to the front and start making impacts at their new teams. And I'm just excited to see, at the end of it all, who is going to lift that trophy. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more football content. And let's get into our first game on Friday night. And Friday night's game is Crystal Palace taking on Arsenal. And this is a very exciting way to kick off the season. Now, Palace have signed Czech Decore in the middle of the field. Looks like a brilliant signing. I think he is going to be so good for them. A lot of people have been saying that them getting that deal done very quietly is a top deal and really going to transform their midfield. And when you look at some of Palace's attacking players, Zaha, Elise, Eze, Edouard, Mateta, they're all going to be fit at the same time, all going to be playing. Well, 4 of them out of the 5 will probably be playing, and that will cause some concern for Arsenal. However, Arsenal's additions in this transfer window, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, they all improve the squad so much, and I think that is going to lead to Arsenal winning, Jesus scoring, so I'm going for Arsenal to win it 2-1. Next up, Fulham are at home against Liverpool, and I can only see this one going one way. Fulham, they've made some decent signings, but this is too tough of a first game. Liverpool to win this one comfortably, 2-0. Next up, Bournemouth take on Villa. Bournemouth, their squad is too weak for the Premier League, in my opinion. And I can't see me predicting too many wins for them this season. Villa, they've got the quality to win this, and I think they'll get the job done. Villa to win, 2-1. Leeds take on Wolves next, and this is an interesting one. Leeds have made a lot of changes. They've lost their 2 main players, Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, but they've brought in another 6, 5 of which are probably going to feature here. And I am quite excited about this Leeds side this season. I think we're going to see a different Leeds than we have over the past few seasons. Wolves, solid defensively, always. So I can see a draw, 1-1. Newcastle take on Forest now. And Newcastle have quality in the squad, and they've added to it by bringing in Nick Pope and Sven Botman. 2 very good signings. Botman I'm very excited about. And I think they've got too much quality here. They're very good defensively anyway. And at home, in the second half of last season, they were brilliant. So I think this is going to be a step too far for Forest. They have made decent additions. And I do think they will pick up some good results this season. But for me, Newcastle too strong. So I'm going to go for Newcastle to win 1-0. Spurs take on Southampton next. And these are 2 very contrasting clubs. Similar to Liverpool versus Fulham, but this one I think Spurs have really made some strides in the transfer window. And I think they're really strong now with a lot of depth. Southampton, I'm a little bit worried that they are going to be in a relegation battle at the end of this season. And I was going to go a bit higher with my score, but I didn't want to, rule anything out so early because, things happen. Teams tend to not be too bad on the first game of the season. So I'm going to go Spurs to win 2-0. Everton take on Chelsea next. And Everton, I don't see where the goals are going to come from after, Calvert-Lewin. They lost Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin was injured last season. He's going to be back. But if he gets injured, who is scoring their goals? I'm not too sure. Now, Chelsea are a team that I also think will be quite low on goals this season, but they've got much more quality in their squad. So Chelsea to win 1-0. Leicester take on Brentford in our next game. And Leicester, they haven't made any signings. Kasper Schmeichel has left the club and they haven't brought in a new goalkeeper, so that's a bit of a worrying situation. But they've still got a lot of their top players, Tielemans, Fofana, Maddison, those being the main three, because I think they are all ready for the next move, but they're all still there at the moment. Brentford have made some decent signings. They have lost Eriksen, but the signings that they've made, I think, will propel them to the next level. And I think they're going to get a point here, 1-1. Man United take on Brighton next, in Erik ten Hag's first competitive game, and I'm not too sure how to feel about it. They have made some signings, Eriksen, Lisandro Martinez and Tyrell Malacia. Some good signings there. Pogba's gone, which again, he wasn't really having an impact. Ronaldo, God knows if he's going to stay. There just seems to be a bit of weirdness in the air. I don't really know how to describe it, but around Man United at the moment, when a new manager comes in, you expect him to be backed to get off a good start. And Ronaldo's sort of fallen out with him in a way. It's just not looking great at the moment. And I think until they get a few more signings in, they might struggle. Now, Brighton are certainly no pushovers. Top half finish last season. They have lost Bissouma, which is a big, big loss. But they do have Undav, who's came back off loan, did very well in the Belgian league last season. So interested to see how he gets on. And I just think Brighton, they can get results against the top teams. I mean, they beat Man United, I think 4-0 last season. But I think they can get a point out of this quite comfortably. So I'm going to go an exciting fixture, 2-2. And finally, West Ham take on Manchester City. Now, West Ham have strengthened right through the spine of their team. And I'm interested to see how Scamacca gets on out of all of them, because I just like having an Italian striker in the Premier League. I feel like it just seems quite fun. I think he's going to do well for them. He did brilliant at Sassuolo last time out, and I think he's going to be good for them because they've only had Antonio for the last few seasons. Can give him a rest because it's so many games for him to play, and Scamacca will bring a different dynamic to this West Ham side. However, Manchester City have made some very good signings. Haaland and Alvarez coming in as attackers. Calvin Phillips in midfield will probably be on the bench. But I see Haaland getting off the mark here. Man City having too much quality and winning 2-1. So, those are my predictions for the first round of Premier League fixtures. Let me know down in the comments what your predictions are. Make sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Premier League content